Some time ago, I happened to see a church bulletin, and there was a notice in there that kind of made me smile. It was a notice for a meeting of a group that week. And the church bulletin read, "Don't let anger kill you, let the church help." And I think many people are under the impression that being angry is always sinful. But in today's gospel, we see that the Lord himself, Jesus, who was without sin, became very angry in this particular situation in the temple. He was angry. He was angry that the temple, the most sacred place in the faith of his people, was being disrespected by merchants selling animals for sacrifice. And the image of this angry Jesus may conflict with the image that we are more comfortable with Jesus the healer, the person who offers reconciliation and forgiveness. But the anger of Jesus was a righteous anger, an anger that came from, I think, partly his own sadness that his own people did not understand or did not respect the holiness of the temple. And even more so, they did not understand their own holiness, their own relationship to the Lord. Jesus knew with certainty what human beings are created to be. And we are made to be filled with God's presence, with God's grace, that we are beloved by God and are asked to return that love. We are made to be those who are not entrapped by riches, by honor and pride. But Jesus' rage, we see, engulfed him when he saw merchants kind of winking at godly values in order to get cash right in the middle of what was for them the most sacred place on this earth. And Jesus reacted accordingly. Some individuals question why Jesus reacted with so much anger in this incident, but was so silent as he went to the cross. And perhaps by that time, Jesus had understood his mission completely, that it was not enough to cure the people with miracles, not enough even to preach from the hillside and from town to town. He saw that he must join us, that he must become one with us in our death as well, that he must join us in receiving terrible hurt as we receive from each other, that he must suffer from the flight from love that we all engage in. He must do this so that we can at last see how close God has come to us and how close God always remains. Riches and honors meant nothing to Jesus. He acted against them in the temple. And on the cross, he emptied himself out. He surrendered completely to the Lord's will. During the season of Lent, this holy season of Lent, we have some important questions, I think, to ask ourselves. How willing are you and I to let go of what we think is so terribly, terribly important to our survival, whatever that may be? Threats to our pride and our honor, our pleasure, and let God's life grow within us. I think the answer to that question will determine what each one of us will understand of Christ's passion and death and resurrection, and will lead us, perhaps, with the right answer, to a fuller understanding of who God is and who we are in relationship to God.